Welcome to the Dwig America podcast. And now your host, Todd Dwiggins.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever, wherever you're listening, welcome to the Dwig America podcast. I am your host, Todd Dwiggins, coming to you from the beautiful Dwig America studios here in lovely Central Texas. So it's been a while. It's been since before Thanksgiving, I believe. Frankly, I can't even remember what I talked about last time. I think I talked probably about my first date or something like that with my wife. I believe that was the last thing I talked about on the podcast. Well, hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving, enjoyed their time with family, good food and football and all that goes with Thanksgiving. Hopefully, if I could be a bit judgmental here, hopefully you didn't go shopping on Thanksgiving Day itself. That's one of my only things that really, really annoys me. Give people Thanksgiving Day off. You can always shop on actual Black Friday. Okay, that's enough for that soapbox. So, well, let's go with talk about the play. Just happened this past weekend. We finally did 2 performances. And I would say going into this, my experience is it's been very interesting because as someone who's never done a real play, I've done, like church things and little skits like that with friends, but nothing of a real production with audio, microphones on your costume, lighting, sets, all that. Never done anything to that degree. Found it very interesting because I wondered when I started, what does a director do other than assign parts? It's been really interesting to see how it's worked through rehearsals, how scenes come together, how the director cleans the scenes up, sharpens it, gives quote unquote direction to the actors, and really makes the performance really come alive, I guess you would say. So I found that really interesting, how the whole thing starts to gel together. A week or 2 out, I thought, boy, this is really rough. I don't see how it's going to work. And then our dress rehearsal went really well. And performance on Friday, the first performance went really well. Saturday was okay. It seemed like people here and there were either stumbling over lines or mixing lines up or forgetting lines. More so than Friday, which I thought was interesting. So that was kind of a neat and interesting thing to go through. Also, I'm 2 of my 3 parts. Again, I am going from the, I would say, least interesting to most interesting parts. I am the poulterer at the end, which means I bring the turkey out that Scrooge has ordered for Bob Cratchit. No lines, just bring out a turkey. I am the ghost of Christmas yet to come. No lines, but I'm on stage a lot and I point and look ominous. And Mr. Fezziwig, which includes a dance. And I have to be really excited and happy about Christmas and having a Christmas party. So those are the 3 parts that I have. And what I found interesting is, so after the play is over, as tradition, the whole cast comes on the stage. We sing a little Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Give the crowd a wave. And then I'm on a balcony, so I have to go backstage down some unlit stairs that are very narrow and there's a very low, there's not even a ceiling, but there's beams that go over the stairs. So they're low beams. You have to be very careful. Now, when we do our little encore, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm in the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come costume. I have a black mask over my face, so I can't see really well. I decided on Friday that when we said Merry Christmas and went downstairs and went out into the audience, I would change back into the Mr. Fezziwig costume because I could see better and I knew there was people in the audience that I knew, so I wanted them to know who I was so I could say hello. And that worked out okay. That was fun. They all saw me. But I realized afterwards, and my daughter kind of, agreed with me, that, probably kids are more excited to meet the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come because he looks really spooky. So it's kind of like seeing Darth Vader. Kids are fascinated with Darth Vader, that sort of thing. So the next night, Saturday night, Merry Christmas, wave. And I very carefully make my way down the stairs the night before I took the mask off, but I thought, nope, I'm going to keep it on. So I'm muddling my way down these stairs, and I was hunched over, but apparently not enough because I whacked my forehead right on a wood beam, pop. And I was okay. It didn't really hurt. It's kind of that softer wood, I guess you'd say. It didn't hurt. It just startled me. It hit me right on the square in the forehead. So nice, thick, bony part of my head. Anyway, so I startled myself. Then I muddled my way out into the crowd. I don't know how many pictures I took, but I took a ton of pictures with kids and teenagers. Everybody wanted to get a picture with the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, which kind of cracked me up, and it gave me a taste of what it would be like to actually be a real person, a real actor, if you do a good job. I think in this case, they don't care about the performance. They just think, oh, that's a cool costume. Let me get a picture. Neat memory. So that was really fun. I enjoyed that. So this Thursday, we're going to have another read through of our lines, Friday and Saturday performance, but it may rain Friday, it may rain Saturday. So who knows? We may not have any more performances. I kind of hope we do. If we didn't, it was a great experience, but I hope we get at least one more performance in, especially because family's coming down to see it, and don't want them to miss that, especially because my daughter is in it, and they're really coming to see her anyway. So, yeah, really good experience, really fun, and yeah, I'll probably do it again next year. I was thinking maybe I wouldn't, not because I didn't enjoy it. I fully enjoyed it. It was a very fulfilling experience, but the time and that it took, and I thought maybe it would annoy my wife, but she seemed to be very encouraging when she talked to the other cast members, like, oh yeah, he'll be back. So I'll probably do it. I just didn't want to. Actually, I'll probably get my other kids involved in it too next year so they can enjoy it. So we'll see what happens, but that's how it went. It was really fun. Let's some more. If you've never done a play, some of the things that were kind of, how do I want to say, realizations that I had, or things I never thought of, is especially the Mr. Fezziwig scene, because there's a lot of action. Like, I'm kind of walking around the stage and I'm being really loud. Hey, it's Christmas. Hi, Ebenezer. Just really boisterous and loud and excited. And the funny thing about it is, other than when I'm directly, there's one where I say, it's Christmas Eve, Dick, Christmas, Ebenezer. When I say that to them, I'm looking directly into their faces. But other than that, I'm kind of lost in my own little world. I definitely don't see, hear, or notice the audience, especially with the lights, because they kind of not wash the audience out. But anyway, you don't see them because of the lights. But even any noise, I don't hear anything. I'm not even thinking about the audience. So I was just surprised about how hyper-focused I was, that not only do I not see the audience or anything like that, I don't really even notice anyone else on stage, other than like I said, when I look at the two guys and, say hello or hey, Christmas, Ebenezer, that sort of thing. Don't even notice them. Then I say, where's my wife and beautiful daughters? And then they come off stage, and obviously I'm looking for them, and I spot them, and I walk over to Mrs. Fezziwig and walk her over and say, let's have a dance. And then I'm just focused on this dance that we do and doing my little jig or whatever you want to call it, and being happy and enthusiastic. I did catch my daughter, because my daughter's with me in that scene. She's one of the dancers. And I did catch her. I looked up and she looked over at me and she was laughing because she was surprised about how into it Dad was. And so she's like, I've just never seen you like that before. And I said, acting, but anywho, so that's it. That's the update. That is my thoughts, my impressions of doing a play. Again, a lot of fun. Just surprised by some of the things, like I said, how directors work, how hyper-focused on stage I was, that I didn't notice anyone else. So I wasn't really even nervous because I didn't know anyone else was there or around or paid attention, the guy playing old Scrooge that's watching Fezziwig, he's supposed to be like jumping around behind me and being excited about the dance. And he asked me, does that bother you? I'm like, I don't even know you're there. So really interesting. So if you ever thought about doing a play, I would encourage you to do it. It's a really fun experience. And I thought I'm not going to be self-conscious about it. I'm going to be ridiculous because I'm going to go over the top. I'm going to really give it my all. And so that would be my only advice. If you're going to do it, go 100%. Don't hold back and be timid or whatever. I think that holds back any ability to give any sort of performance. And I'm not saying I gave a great performance, but I know I at least gave it my all. So I was glad that I can look back and say I gave my best shot for never have done this before. So good times. So hopefully, again, you ever want to try it, I would encourage you. So thanks for listening to this episode of the Doing America podcast. Again, happy holidays to everyone. Hope your holiday season is full of good cheer, good deeds, and positive things. And hopefully that this will be a wonderful Christmas season for you and your family. So until next time, thanks again for listening, and so long, everybody.